Denver, a city of more than 650,000 people, many of them young African-American men looking to succeed in life. Unfortunately, in some cases, the odds can be stacked against them. We've heard of statistic after statistic of deficits in education and overwhelming incarceration rates. Those figures were the focus as Delta Eta Boulé hosted last year's event under the theme 100 Black Boys. But stats only tell one side of the story. The other side is a solution, and Delta Eta Boulé is making major steps to make a difference. Past year's Boulé scholars are proof of the positive impact. It's an impact that Delta Eta Boulé seeks to make with its 3 pillars to success. Let's hear about one of them right now. We're here now to talk about that first pillar, scholarships. Dr. Reggie Washington is Chief Medical Officer with Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children. Dr. Washington, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the importance of scholarships. You should know, being that you were a scholarship recipient yourself.
That's true. In fact, I had scholarships for college as well as medical school. And what's interesting about that is my perception about what the value scholarships bring to a student now are different than they were when I was a student. When I was a student, scholarships were a means to get money to go to school, buy books, tuition, and that sort of thing. Reflecting now, I see scholarships as more than that. Scholarships is a vehicle to allow you to be successful for the rest of your life.
There are so many things that these young men can do with these scholarships, including something you experienced, which is really networking and getting to know people. How did the Delta Eta Boulé Scholarship help you do that?
I think that's important for every student to realize there are opportunities even when you don't feel opportunities exist. For example, the 2 scholarships that I was able to obtain required me to meet on an annual basis with the directors of the scholarship foundations. And I was able to look at their success and actually try to mimic what they did in life. So it gave me a goal, it gave me a purpose. So not only did they give me money, but they gave me leadership skills, they gave me a purpose and a reason to want to go to school other than just spend their money.
Do you think that that had a hand in making you the success that you are today?
There's no doubt about it. Every time I meet somebody, every time I'm asked to serve on a committee or a foundation, I use that same philosophy. What am I going to learn from this? What am I going to take away from this? How is this going to make me a better citizen? So I think any student who gets a scholarship needs to look beyond just the money, but the philosophy behind the group that's giving the money away.
You have such an interesting perspective on this, because now, as a former scholarship recipient, you realize the need to be involved in that whole scholarship process. How so, and why is that important?
Well, it's a circle. You begin the circle by receiving the funds, and now you have an obligation, I feel, to give something back, including money, but also leadership. You're going to hear about mentoring in a minute. You need to have mentors, and we have an obligation to carry that forward.
Now, so the scholarship recipients that we'll be hearing from tonight, this is pivotal for them. Their lives could forever be changed by this.
Absolutely, and they need to take advantage of this. Again, not only the money, and they need to spend it wisely, and they need to be excellent students, but they need to take advantage of the people they will meet along this journey, especially members of Delta Eta Boulé.
You mentioned this being a circle. In that circle, the support that so many people give to make these scholarships possible is so important. Why would you encourage someone to be involved in this process?
Well, the students are our future. We know that. Everybody says that. But if you think about what that means for a minute, our future depends on intelligent young minds who are carrying us forward. And one of Delta Eta Boulé's goals is to take these young black men and make them as successful as they possibly can be. And how they pay for their education shouldn't be how they spend all their energy. They should be learning things and not worrying how they're going to be able to spend money to do that education.
It sounds like you think Delta Eta Boulé is really setting the course for futures and the different members that we'll have in this society.
That is our goal. Everybody who is in Delta Eta Boulé is a successful person. What we need to do is make sure there are successful people following us, and scholarships are an excellent way to achieve that goal.
So you heard Dr. Washington talk about the first pillar for success with Delta Eta Boulé being scholarships. We'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about the second pillar.